he says that Venezuela will one day be that ground zero.
Man.
Because if you think about it, we don't really pay attention to those types of countries. We pay attention to bigger countries like Russia, China, and all this. Like, yeah, I know they're doing some sketchy shit.
But you got to think about Venezuela, dude. They've got so much money as far. Dude, my buddy that I saw today, I actually went golfing with him. Yes, and people are like, "Oh, he golfs." You know what? I do all sports. All right, let me.
He's a ninja. Leave him alone.
I do. I'm well rounded. All right.
But what does Timberwolf do? He drinks.
Yeah, and so we were golfing, and he actually lived in Venezuela for 3 years when he was a kid, and it was great. But from literally the regime and all that is in Venezuela right now, they've overtaken everything. Like the people that live there are trying to get out, and they're trying to get a new president and all that good stuff, but they can't because
I heard the president's a fucking asshole.
He's
probably ahead of.
It's pretty bad.
So because ever since I watched Jack Ryan, I'm like, I'm gonna start researching Venezuela. From what I researched, it seems like that dude's like ahead of every drug corporation there.
All I'm saying is if the people want the government to run their lives that live here in America, just go there. They just move there and then stay there. And then, you know what I mean? Country. That's what I'm saying. If you want to be a communist, just move over there.
Like I think I would pick North Korea.
No hard feelings, but catch you down the road, man.
Yeah,
I
think I would pick North Korea over Venezuela.
I pick America. I pick Texas.
Oh no, I pick that.
I like my home state, Texas. I love America, but Texas, man, I'm telling you right now.
Even though Scotland's selling islands for about as much of a house over here, and I thought about buying it and then like making my own country. Just doing that.
Okay.
See how that goes.
What would your flag be?
My flag?
Yeah, what would it be?
It would be it would be the Sesame Street logo.
Come on.
Yeah.
Big Bird flying high on the island? Really?
Big Bird would be the pole, and it would just be like the Sesame Street logo.
The viewers are really starting to kind
of... They're like, I'm not really sure if I want to... Is he on drugs?
No, he's on whiskey right now.
I just have like the goofiest country there is, so no one messes with me like he ain't good. And then out of nowhere, just be like, hey man, I've been building a fucking army this whole time.
That's great.
Elmo is the general. Get ready.
So what, as far as like the COVID and all that, like in sports,
oh man,
like have you been paying attention at all to that?
So I actually have throughout. I am the one sport that I never thought that would actually boom during this pandemic actually was and still is booming is the UFC fights.
Yeah.
They're still doing it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, you don't have anyone in the stands or anything, but they're still going head to head.
That's got to affect the fighters too, right?
Because you go from that cheering, people there for you, everything else, to this silent room, and you're just there like gladiator fighting.
Yeah, that's pretty gnarly. Like I've been in a few fights myself, and I don't really pay attention. Like there's been a few people surrounding like crowds, and I'm not really paying attention to the crowds. I'm in the zone.
Right.
I'm fixed on that one person. But I can only imagine of like walking out and not seeing those people cheer for you. That's got to mess with you somehow, right?
Maybe. I think for some egotistical fighters, we all know who I'm talking about, that's going to play a big portion. But I think for the fighters, like, I'm here to fight
and win.
Mm-hmm. It might help out a lot more.
You're probably right. Yeah.
But yeah, I did not see that coming out of everything. Because you're thinking 6 feet apart, everything else. These people are going head on, blood everywhere.
Yeah.
Gruesome. I mean, I love it. I watched it like every night religiously. Bellator, UFC, The Cage, everything. And I was like, this is actually good shit. I got into it so bad, I didn't realize football season started.
Yeah, it's not. And baseball season was cut short.
Yeah,
I watched a little bit of the Astros. Obviously, I'm from Houston, Texas.
So
but
Astros are team.
Yeah, people are like, "Oh, they cheated." You know what? Whatever. I don't even care. A lot of people, a lot of teams cheated, and we still made it this far this year with a new coach. I mean, come on, we're still a good team.
We're still good.
Oh yeah. Congrats to the Dodgers. They finally freaking won after what was it, like 3 or 4 years?
Oh my gosh.
They finally.
But once again, people with agendas had to go ruin it.
I have not watched a lot of TV though. Like as far, during this whole time, like I've been focusing on like what's important, like me, my wife, my marriage, my house, and like just really building that foundation.
Well, y'all y'all been there for a
married
year
for
now,
2.5 years.
but y'all got the new house.
Yeah, we just moved into a house about a year ago. So
Right.
I started from scratch, dude. Literally cleaned out
No, I
the
remember
entire woods.
because I went out there.
Yeah, like I got the equipment, bulldozed the woods, built the foundation, ran the
You went
water
straight
line.
up Tim Racer.
I did, bro. I did, and I had a lot of help, thank God, for family and friends. But building that house and watching it come to where it's at now, it's like it's satisfying. It's something I can look back and tell my kids.
Well, it's
hey,
like I made this.
yeah,
This is-
it's. I'm very grateful.
right.
Very grateful. And yeah, man. So that's what I've been focusing on, and I haven't really watched too much sports. I know with
You haven't missed
basketball,
much.
like that, it kind of. I don't know.
You haven't missed much.
Well, LeBron.
Slow.
I kept hearing about LeBron, and
You're
he
good.
walked off the court like
Yeah.
right before a game ended. Like, what kind of sportsmanship is that? Like,
Yeah.
if you got kids looking up to you, like I get, you're good, you're
He had
great,
a-
you're
he
one
had
of the
a
best,
Spr-
man.
He
You're
had a
like,
Sprite commercial to go to. I mean, it's
I'm
fun.
just saying, man. Like, if you have kids that look up to you, what are you teaching them? And and the politics in the sports now, they need to cut it out. They need to cut it out. If you are paid
to play
millions to play
Stick
a
to
game,
the game.
that's what I'm saying. Like, if you taking the knee and I get the Black Lives Matter, I get all of that, but leave the politics out of the game is where I come from. Because if I brought politics to my job,
You get
I'd
fired.
be fired,
Yeah.
man. I wouldn't. What? Just stick to your job. Stick to playing the game. And that's where I come from. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
just do your job.
The taking the knee thing, that was, and he even went out and said that was his own thing. Everyone else who decided to join
You're
him,
talking about Kaepernick?
yeah,
Yeah.
that was his own thing. He did it because he wanted to do it.
Mhm.
Everybody else who joined in on him, bandwagoning. That's it.
Man, there's
And-
so much I could talk about that, but I don't want to rub people the wrong way.
No,
you know
but
what I mean?
Kaepernick, I appreciate what he was saying. That's his freedom of speech. He's allowed to do
Right,
that.
but at the same time, in my personal opinion, don't bring politics into your job. Like, if you're playing a game, play the game.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And off the field or whatever, if you want to talk about it, do that. You know what I mean? Off field, like if I want to talk about it at my job, whenever I'm clocked out on my lunch break or after work,
Right.
I'll talk to my employees about it after, but I'm not clocked in. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you clock in to go play a game, go play the game. I want to see, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Leave all the other crap out. I want to see you.
I mean, I can't really say much. I joke about a lot of stuff. Like during work, I'll say something. Like the other day, we were at a meat site. We were getting, stocked up on our supplies and stuff. And I was leading the team in what we call ropes, which is our stretches and stuff. And I didn't have my mask on. So I looked at my boss and I said, let me put my mask on before I get locked up by Biden. And I caught myself and I looked at him and he's just dying. I'm going, oh shit, I could have just fucked up big time. Because you don't know who everyone else is.
No,
like we're coworkers, we're friends at work, we're joking around, but there's a lot of people nowadays that just don't know how to take a joke.
They don't.
And
really
you'll
don't.
say one thing wrong and they're like, oh, he's a fucking racist. Or he's sexist, or he's a white supremacist, or anything else. I don't even know what. Every day they're bringing up something else.
Yeah, that's
Like,
unfortunate.
that's what sucks. Is every day there's a new thing.
Yeah. I don't know what we're talking about. Sports. The only sports I really paid attention to was American Ninja Warrior because I was on season 6 and 7. That was a crazy. Like I had to walk on for that. I had to. So you had to submit a video to NBC, and they have to accept you. And if you don't get accepted, back in the day, like they're on season 12. The season 12 just ended. So 6 years ago, season 6, I didn't get accepted. So the only other way to get on the show was to camp out. Literally, you had to go to where they were going to record and camp out in a tent for days or weeks to try to get your shot on the show. And season 6, I camped out for 4 days in Dallas. I got my shot, and I placed number 32 out of 115 people, and they take the top 30 to the to the next night, dude. So I was 2 people shy. So season 7, I camped out in Houston for a few days, and I didn't make that cut. I waited in line. I thought I was going to get to go, but I was like number 20 in line, and they got to like number 16 on the walk-on. So then I packed up my stuff, and I drove all the way to Kansas City, Missouri. And I got my shot there, and I hit the buzzer. Like, it was the most grateful feeling I've ever had. It was awesome. But and then so I got to go the next night, and then I got disqualified, and then I got there was a whole miscommunication thing. They said my foot went out of bounds, but it never did. So I was going to get to rerun, and it started raining that night because they record everything at night. So it started raining. So they kind of put everything on hold until the rain let up, and I guess they picked back up about 4:00 in the morning. And by the time I was supposed to run again, they called the show, and the producer actually came up to me and apologized because I didn't get to rerun, and they kind of screwed over my first run. They said I was disqualified. So that's how my season ended.
That sucks.
It sucks, right? Because I put on all this freaking hard work and training. But
are we going to see kind of a comeback?
Yeah, I hope so. I really do. So
because I mean, there is no age limit, right?
Well, there was. All right, so it was 21 and up, and then they lowered it to 18 and up.
Okay.
And I'm 31 now. So I'm getting up there, but I'm still in really good shape. And
well, see, the crazy thing about
there's so many
endurance
people
and stamina is you can always improve that.
You can, and also people and take grip strength. For like rock climbing, because you're hanging on to these obstacles for a long time, and balance. That was my weakness, and I got a slack line, all that good stuff, so I can walk. I couldn't even stand on a slack line for like 5 seconds, and now I can walk down and backwards on it,
so and I
can, you know what I mean. So I take all my weaknesses and turn it into strengths. But now on the show, so they instead of walking on, because people caught on to the walk on line, and there would be like almost hundreds of people trying to camp out, and the cops got involved. Like, it was just really hectic. So what they started implementing was a lottery. So people would just, instead of camping out, they would just show up and do a lottery. Which that's cool, but then you'd get hundreds of people to show up, and then you only get like out of the walk-ons maybe 15 spots, so hundreds of people. So it's unlikely that your name's going to get drawn.
Right.
And then this year with the whole COVID thing, I think they took the COVID. It all happened. They had to like cancel all these cities, and they moved it all into one facility. I don't remember where the location was at, but it was all indoors, and they had to wear masks and all that due to COVID. Right. And I just want to give a big shout out to my boy Daniel Gill, who won this season of American Ninja Warrior Season 12. Daniel Gill, if you're listening, dude, I'm super proud of you. Me and Daniel Gill, man, I used to train with him, Tremaine Dortch and Sam Sand, and at Iron Sports. And Daniel Gill, me and him would go head to head on a lot of things. When I first started training, me and him were like literally, I'd beat him in something, and then he'd beat me in the next thing. Awesome. We'd be back and forth. He just won. I'm super proud of you, dude. So that is what I've been watching is American Ninja Warrior, and then also the other one was I don't really know how to pronounce it, but Exaltation Telemundo. It's I think it's in the Dominican Republic, and it's all right. So check this out. It's 3 weeks to 3 months, depending on how you do. It's like Team Ninja Warrior meets Survivor. You live on an island.
Oh, I've seen that.
Bro, it's intense. And I just have to give another shout out to
you know someone else.
Nathan Burkholder. Hey, man, Nathan, listen, if you're listening right now, dude, you killed it. You did amazing. He got hurt. He came back. He won the show. He's amazing. He learned Spanish. Dude, this guy, he's a God-fearing man, a good Christian. But he
was in it to win it.
Dude, he is an amazing athlete. And it's like, crazy. I think his logo is like Illuminate. Nate, I don't know, it's catchy. But hey, if you're listening, dude, congrats to both of you guys. Super proud of you. Yeah. Super proud to call you guys friends. And they're both God-fearing people. And man, if any kid were to look up to any athlete, those two guys right there.
Yeah, especially it wasn't Daniel, it was...
Which one?
The one who did the Exalted.
That was Nathan.
Yeah, especially Nathan getting hurt, coming back, and then winning that.
Yes.
That's crazy. And recovering from an injury.
Man.
In general, something as small as a sprained ankle.
It just
recovering and then coming back.
Yeah. And he hurt his neck too. He got a bad neck injury. That's just, and to me, in my opinion, the power of of hope, prayer, and consistency,
and just straight up willpower.
Man, because you got to think they went out there before COVID.